my channel. I am continuing my cycle syncing series, where I am trying to sync up my lifestyle with my menstrual cycle. We are currently in phase 2. I like to call it phase 2. Yeah, it is, because it really starts with menstruation. So we're in phase 2, follicular. Follicular. Does every millennial like, and the shoulders? Maybe it's just me. So we are in follicular phase. Normally want to film in the daytime, and I'm filming at night because unfortunately I had to be on a very long phone call while my son was at preschool, and it ate up all that time. Phone call with insurance, so fun. So I have lost all my daylight. My husband so generously I communicated with him. I was like, hey, when you get home, you and our son gotta skedaddle because I gotta sit down and talk to my peeps. My computer's behind me. It's like so 2016 YouTube, and I'm really into it. So in our follicular phase, our body is getting ready to make and release our eggs. Well, not make our eggs. We already have our eggs. Our body is getting ready to release our eggs. So we are getting out of the menstruation phase and getting ready to get juicy. We're getting ready to get juicy. So I wanted to talk about, as I previously did, 3 things to focus on during this time: your diet, exercise, and lifestyle. And also, I guess 4, diet, exercise, lifestyle, and interpersonal relationships, or what we need as women during this time in our phase. I need my notebook. So first up with diet, this is my favorite phase when it comes to diet because the protein that's recommended is chicken and eggs. Hello, I am so happy. Also, the legumes that are recommended during this time are lima beans and lentils. Actually, I will have to do some research if it's green lentils or red lentils. I think it's green lentils that are recommended at this time. So I love lima beans. Otherwise, I'm on my hard-boiled egg game. I love that with a little of this dill pickle salts. Another few things up on diet are a lot of citrus fruits, lemon, lime, oranges, and lettuce, as well as carrot and broccoli. So this is also a great time to make, I have like this chicken pot pie casserole. So it's got the winter, some winter root vegetables, the carrots. Might as well just throw some broccoli in there. And then also the chicken, and then pot pie. Wheat is actually a recommended grain during this time too. So you're okay to have wheat. So it's really kind of the perfect dish.
Cannot start dinner prep without our fun drink. I'm drinking Poppy's Cranberry Fizz, a holiday favorite, but it came in bulk, so we're drinking it all. Starting off with chopping up our celery and onions. If anyone has figured out a way not to cry while chopping up an onion, please let me know. I've tried a few tricks and they haven't seemed to work, so just out here struggling. This meal actually works really well with pre-cooked chicken. I didn't have that, so I had to chop up and cook some chicken. And then in the same pan, I went ahead and sauteed those onions and celery. For our pot pie sauce, we have our bone broth with our coconut milk. We're going to go ahead and add some flour to the celery and onions. And then once everything is warmed, we're going to combine. I ended up using some frozen vegetables. The recipe did say to bake vegetables first. I would advise that because the water from the frozen vegetables just created a little too much liquid in there. You're going to combine everything into a casserole dish and then cover with puff pastry. I use Pepperidge Farms because they're dairy-free, and bake in the oven, and it turns out so warm and so delicious.
Oh, also a few other of my favorite things are some nut butters, oats, and cashews. I love cashew and cashew butter. So just an amazing time for breakfast. Okay, so as far as exercise, during this time, we are starting to get some of that energy back. So it is okay to start doing some cardio as well as some strength training. I wouldn't do any heavy weights. During this time, I definitely did a full body strength training workout in which I had lower weights, but I just was more repetitive with my sets. So I did at least 15 reps and at least 3 sets of every exercise. I also found myself alone in the gym. So it was a really fun time just pumping out those moves. It's a little more intensive yoga or Pilates class during this time would be really great too. Okay, as far as lifestyle, it's a great time to set your goals. Again, your energy is building back up. We are getting ready to do some really fun things in our next phase, in phase 3. So it's time to set some goals, and in your next phase, it'll be time for action. So it also take I would take this time too to do some brainstorming, planning out how you're going to do things, and then taking action in our next phase. Also, as far as in your follicular phase, when it comes to interpersonal relationships, what women need during this time is to feel loved. They really just want to feel loved. Communicating that to your romantic partner, if you have one, is really important. I also think it would be a nice time to communicate that to friends and family, especially any parents or parental figures you have. They would be a great source of love during this time, and I'm sure would love to love on you, because don't our parents always say we don't call or talk to them enough? So that might be something nice, or to give out a lot of love, and then I think you could feel that reciprocated as well. As far as like a personal anecdote to how I was feeling during this time in my follicular phase, it was really great to I felt amazing in my workout. I didn't push myself too much. I mostly focused a little more like on endurance, low repetition. I definitely went lower weights. I was using like 10-pound, and even for one exercise, 5-pound weights. I also used my own body weight too, so that's really good. I did some push-ups. Even also really cool that I was able to like give myself a full body workout without being in a class or watching a video. I just did some exercises that I knew, things that I normally do when I'm doing my heavy weights or strength training, but just without those big dumbbells or those heavy cables. I just did it all with free weights, and I felt it was really effective, and I felt energized. I was pretty tired afterwards, but I only had an hour, and when I picked my son up from daycare, I was like, yeah, feeling good. I really felt good. So I would encourage you to do the same, and just also try to listen to your body. If you are feeling tired, start slow and see if you can amp it up just in repetitions, or just see if you can tack on another workout at the end, another set of exercises at the end. See if your body can do it. I think it'll surprise you. Also recommend morning workouts. I have not worked out in the evening in a long time. I used to work out in the evening a lot, especially in my teens and my 20s. I am a former dancer, so I used to dance at night all the time for a few hours. I think any former high school athlete did the same. They were working out at night. So now that I'm older, I'm just trying to listen to my body, and definitely after 5 p.m., no workouts are to be had. There is a class at 4:30 p.m. that I try to get to as long as my son is up from nap. That I would like to try to make more of a priority, but I think 5:30, if you haven't worked out by then, is just a no-go. It's a wash. We're stretching at night, maybe some gentle yoga, doing a meditation, but I don't think we're going to be lifting weights here anytime soon. I am fortunate enough to go to a gym that has daycare, so I'm able to go like mid-morning, after breakfast, and just feel energized and fueled and get the party started. One thing I did want to mention, it is for women, it is very important to eat breakfast. I would never advise working out on an empty stomach. Not good. I would never advise a fasted workout in the morning for women. We have our cortisol spike about 30 minutes after we wake up, so it's very important to eat, and then you can have a workout after that. That is it for my follicular phase rundown. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, and it provides you a little motivation, insight, and it's thought-provoking into your own life, and maybe some tidbits. If you don't take it all, take a little something. If not, I hope you just enjoyed me talking to you. She crazy. She's a crazy girl. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful follicular phase. I will see you in the next phase of my Cycle Sync series. Bye.